So we are back Auto Moto Epoca in Bologna. This is the second day. This is the best car to buy at the show. This shows you how wonderful.
This is chassis number 106.
Non è restaurata.
Really, really rough.
È totalmente originale, conservata, solo riverniciata.
This is Ferrari ground. Wonderful car. I'm impressed. Grazie mille.
Piacere.
Wonderful. Now this is already the patent, so that's rare and right. Questa è bellissima.
The original paper.
Wow.
The name of my mother.
I think it's a real deal. Should be gold.
No.
After the season is before the season. We are now here in October, Bologna, Italy, at Classic Car Show, Auto and Moto. So this is my first exhibition where I'm going to hunt some Jaguar E-Types. But in the meantime, we have discovered this Damon, and this is the car which met the world record. It is from a private collection. We don't know who it is, but thank you for exposing it. This piece was stamped by Ernest Eldridge in 1924, and it reached 235 kilometers per hour. It is driven by an aircraft engine, I think it's the AS-12. This is really a piece of art. I'm not sure if this has ever been exposed somewhere before, but this is obviously unrestored for every engineer and child. It is a prototype for aerodynamic. It is from 1954, and it's I think it's a study about aerodynamics, and it's driven by a gas turbine and also an aircraft gas turbine. And I think there's only one of a kind. It's one off, and I don't know, I've never seen this wonderful car. The aerodynamic is just exceptional. What they created, I think you can take the complete rear bonnet off. You see these hooks here. I think you just take everything off, and the turbine is in the rear. Not sure if they have driven it, but I think, and they tried the aerodynamic, and the speed is set to be 250 kilometers per hour. So that's 30 years between the first aircraft-driven car and this one, and the difference in speed is only 15 kilometers per hour. We are entering the halls. This was just the entrance hall, and now we are entering and see how many E-Types we can find. But I will also show you some cars I'm really falling in love with, and that gives an idea of my taste and what the situation is. So, and that is a typical setup of an Italian petrol station. This is how I know them, and this is how you still find them. It was just a small cabin, and they only had 2 or 3 pumps. And still, in most of the places in Italy, you don't find the super fuel. So you find fuel and diesel, and that gasolio it's called, and that's what it is. But this is a typical setup. And why is it that small? Because they had these in the villages and in the cities where everything was really narrow. So you had to have just small stations, and usually they had a hoist next to it where they could repair the cars. How lovely to see that. So this is a vintage fuel truck. Look at that. So this car is from '59, this truck. It's also Fiat. And Agip is, of course, a well-known fuel brand. And let's see if we can find some E-Types here. You have to remember, we're in Italy. And Italy is famous for their cars, their Ferraris, their Fiat. They had wonderful Fiat in the past. Obviously Maserati, Lancia, Alfa. And I have to say, this is a Lancia, a really nice car. Well, that's a design we like. It's a lot of chrome, curved wings. Yeah, this is a Fiat, wonderful Fiat with an original number plate. And this is what I like. These are the cars of the 50s and 60s. And there I have already seen an Italian dealer, an Italian Jaguar dealer, which we will soon enter the stand. But just let's go around here. Interesting to see that here Tecnoclassica is doing some publicity, and I was reading in a magazine that in 25 will be the last show That's what I have read. And I think they're looking for a new location or planning to do something else. So there is the first E-Type in Italy. So this is a dealer, Franco Carrozziere, and I recognize Jack in the back. Jack is Giacomo, and I visited this workshop earlier this year, and we have done a video, and I was very impressed. And now let's see what cars he brought to the show. I think the white one over there, the coupe, is actually a very early flat floor 61. I think it's number 59, and we checked that out. So I think I have shown that car when I was in the workshop, but I have not seen the Opalescent Bronze Roadster. It's a wonderful color and it's fully restored. I will ask when it was done, but we go through the car without Giacomo, and I'm pointing a few things out, what I like, what I don't like, because this car is for sale and I think it's 185,000. So let's see what number that is, because from the outside you might see underneath, you see it is a flat floor, that we can already tell. You don't have the dished floors in here, the footwells. It is a flat floor, and actually it is number 876356. So yes, everything is dead clean. They didn't use original bolts, but it's all shiny, it all looks good. It all depends what you're aiming for. Do you want to have a car to show and to enjoy, and you don't mind modern bolts? This is probably the better car to show actually. It is not a collector's car, as I have noticed. When you look here, that number, and who's coming here will notice that as well. That number is re-stamped. It matches the number on the plate, but the font is different. And also this number here. This number here is not the original one. It has been re-stamped, and a lot of things are not correct here. And we will find out more about this car when we talk to the dealer. What the story is with this car. You see also these louvers are not the original ones, but that is again, you see the louvers here of the large flat part. This is aftermarket, and that is obviously reflected in the price, because there's no difference in price painting aftermarket louvers or painting original louvers. That is all the same. Mounting, installing all the equipment on the car, it doesn't change the price. It is the pieces and parts which had to be restored or purchased as new repro parts. That is the main difference. So most of these screws and bolts and clips, like these ones, obviously this is all aftermarket. Later ones, this should be blue actually. Seems it has the original one with the 3 connectors here, so that might be original, but that flap should be blue. It has the 3 noses on the airflow, so that tells me it is a November. It is November late November 61 car. Yes, so it is still probably a perfect restoration, just missing so many original parts. What is a real shame, because the color is really nice. The restoration seems to be really good. Let's have a look. The steering wheel is original. So that's lovely to see. The steering wheel is original, the horn push is original, with a little bit of patina. The gearbox is original. The gear knob is original. This is, sadly, aftermarket, and you can tell this is shiny all the way through. Not only the dots, but also the space in between. It is all the same shine, and that is how you recognize the reproduction parts. It has the early speedo, which is correct. This one has no bridges in between the numbers. Later cars had a bridge in there, so that is original. It says England, what it should. This should say made in England as well. But these minor things, what can all be replaced. What I like to see is the original gear knob. This is the original part. Yeah, it is restored, but that is for 185,000. It is a nice car to own and to drive. I like the pattern here of the roof. That is very interesting. It looks very similar to the original, and these are hard to find. What else we see? We might maybe open the roof. And these are all aftermarket ones, you can tell. They're not smooth and shaped. These are a bit sharper edges here. And let's see if we can lift that. I didn't ask, I'll leave it maybe. I asked the guy here from the stand. But this is typical. The Jaguar only had one color for the boot, and they were all the same. So that is all really nice. It's fully restored car. It has already the later hinges. These on the earlier cars on the flat wheel, they were double or very thin ones. Still has the rubber here on top. That is all nice. It has a Lucas, which could be the Lucas license plate, which could be correct for a late 61. I know in December this were already Lucas, not Butlers anymore. But otherwise, from the bodywork, this looks all really nice. Chrome is bright and shining. Wheels. You can see here wheels are the aftermarket ones. That is, they're not deep enough like the earlier hubs, but they have the good Michelin tires from 22, so that's not too old. The interior looks really nice. It looks like a brand new car. Giacomo, let's talk about this car. I haven't seen any workshop when I was there.
No, yeah.
So this is an Opalation bronze car,
Yes.
and we discovered a few things. So people will see that on the video.
Sure.
That are not original.
Yeah, sure.
So you used reproduction parts?
Yeah.
Or who restored the car?
We restored the car 3 or 4 years ago, but we bought the car in boxes. It
Yes.
was completely dismantled, found in, I bought in Holland, but the car came from New Mexico.
Yeah.
And it was wrecked on the back, and so we repaired it. But unfortunately, it was really dismantled, so many parts missing.
Many parts
Yeah.
were missing.
And nobody want to go home with this project. It was too difficult to put it together because everything was really stored very bad, not in different sizes. So we restored, and I know something missing. I know something not original, but it's a very nice car. The original data plate, it's a flat floor.
Yes, original plate. That was nice.
Original color combination. Gearbox is original.
Okay, so it's a Moss original Moss box.
Yeah,
because we can't see it. We
it's
we
original
rely
box.
on your
There is
camera.
matching also. Yeah?
So that was in there, but I've seen the numbers on the head.
Yeah.
It's not the original.
No, it's probably restamped.
So did you find the car with the number?
Yeah.
So
We're already restamped. Yeah.
The engine was there, but so someone probably tried to get it done.
Yeah.
But then didn't.
Yeah.
So and you found yourself with a basket case.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you had to decide, okay, what do we do? Do we go for full originality, or do we go to create a nice driving car which can be competitive on the market for a lower price?
Yeah.
Because as you know,
Yeah.
early cars, fully original,
the value is more than this.
The price would be, I think, a flat floor, all original, would vary between 250 to 350,000.
Yeah, that's
depending on the grade of originality.
Sure.
So this car has never targeted this price.
No.
So it was basically done. It is a flat floor with original tag, interesting color combination. But
body also is original. The body tag is original.
So it is original,
yeah?
but few parts missing, and those either you hunt for 10 years and try to find the original bits, or you decide we make it just a reliable, fully restored car, and then we go for reproduction parts.
Yeah, that's what we have done.
Like what you see here,
this chrome, the side chrome, must be recessed there.
Yes. So
but it's original, and then with a two-lock. So there are few parts original and few missing. But in my opinion, my target was to do a good restoration, very good restoration, a very good driver car, and for the people who want to have a flat floor and not pay that top level, top class. So I think a restoration is good. The color is pretty attractive, in my opinion, especially at the side.
And I like this.
Yeah, it's very nice.
This looks like the early design.
Yeah. This comes from BIS, huh?
BIS, yes. So that is about that later they had the crosshatch.
Yes.
And this is the second version. The very, very first version was white black.
White black?
Yes.
Really?
Very first, only a couple of hundreds. And then they changed to this pattern. Nice. And so that's nice. So you were looking for some originality, trying where it was a compromise between price and originality, because we talked about that before. You always need to be competitive within the market, especially a fully restored car. I mean, the paintwork is the same than on a genuine original car or something. The assembly takes the same time. So that's the only way to save some money and be competitive is buying reproduction parts, rather than searching for years.
Yeah, it's a little bit quicker also.
Yes, it's quicker, it's time. That time is money, as we know.
Yeah.
So the price for this car is
185,000.
185,000, and you get a really, it's an interesting car. It's a flat floor.
Yes.
With a lot of original features. So the steering wheel is original, the gear knob is original. You still have the three noses here for the throttle linkage, and well, there are a few things.
Yeah.
But
gearbox is original.
Gearbox is original.
The engine is a correct 61 with the block. Yeah.
So it's a 61 engine, but just has someone stamped the number which was originally in the car.
Yeah.
And so that's what it is. We know it has reproduction louvers in here.
Yeah.
But how many cars do have that?
Not so much. Not so many. Okay, the reproduction.
I think maybe 75% of the cars have reproduction. So that makes the original so special.
Yeah, sure.
And we can show this here once more.
Yeah, there's more.
Yeah, you see, is more than a half here actually.
Yes. Yeah, that's the original.
And the other one where we are looking now, or in a minute, the coupe has the original one.
Yeah.
So I think, well, this is a perfect car to drive.
Yeah.
The money you save to start with, let's say 100,000, is probably, if that would be all original, it would probably be 285,000.
Yeah, sure.
So I think we have talked about the car enough, and let's go to the coupe, which I really like.
As you already know.
Yes. This one also has reproduction wheels, and the story again, this one was for sale on BAT.
BAT, yeah.
Bring a trailer, that was in 2019
probably?
19
or 20?
Yeah, I think 19. Some 4 years ago, and it was I think I have mentioned this car in another video already. So, and then you bought that.
I bought the car.
You bought the car and you restored it. And here the target was, because it is a special car.
Very different from that one. It was
totally different story with this one. Original welded louvers from original, so that already makes the car more desirable for collectors.
Yeah, the story is more clear on this car, and it's still also on the web, because
it's still on the website, so you can find it on the website. The website was jackclassics.com.
Yeah. But it's still also on BAT, yeah? You can find the history.
On BAT, they are the history, okay.
It's still online.
If you look this car, this is car number 885059, and you can still find the auction on BAT.
Yes.
Yeah, right, yeah. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, yeah, right. So this is an important or early car for collectors. And you see the number plate, is there still the original one?
Yeah, that's the original one. Yeah. And still have the side.
You
stop,
see,
yeah.
you see that 59.
Yeah.
That one still has the what do you say, the buffers.
Buffers,
for
yeah,
the bonnet.
side buffer, yeah, for the outside bonnet lock.
Can you show that to Jana? This one there. So that is very early because I have number 66, which doesn't have that anymore.
Really?
That was
7 cars later.
Later, they didn't have that. So that was interesting also for me to discover that.
And which is the body number for 66?
Oh, not in my head. I think it's 2001. No, was it
1056?
This is 1056.
Yeah.
So I think it's 97 or 67, something like that. We'll look it up.
Okay.
I posted in the video. Must be shortly later, but they also did some right-hand drive coupes, and so must be shortly after, or maybe a lot later.
Yeah.
Because this is 56.
Yeah.
The body.
The body number, yeah.
And the car is number 59.
Yeah.
So they had a couple of right-hand drive cars in between.
Probably.
And then this one.
And as you know, the body is often mismatching. So this is 84.
84.
Yeah.
You see, 84. So the body itself is.
And the body too is 84. Yes.
But they're the stamping, but that's how it was.
Yes, always up and down. Yeah, you told me that.
So yes. So here is a prime example that the body number in the plate doesn't match the real numbers of the car.
But it matched with the
writings
on the dash, and also with all the old interiors.
That's still on there.
Yeah.
56 in there.
Yeah.
So whatever changed, maybe they changed the color or anything. So it's a bit of history in here that is from the very early cars, and this is fully restored. Was it ever running?
Yeah. I just drove 50 kilometers.
50 only?
Yeah. Just.
So what, you bought the car and then you restored it, and then?
And then I stored the car. I restored with a more quality than I use because it's a special car, and I take care of it. And then we store at the shop, just dry sometimes. Then we get the paper now from Italy, so we already registered.
Okay.
And it's ready to drive.
Okay.
But it's too precious car to drive.
Yes. No, this has to go in a collection really.
Yeah.
You can drive it maybe on some concourse. And that is a purpose for this car.
Yes.
And I would assume this car is a lot more expensive than the other one, than the Roadster.
Yeah.
And I think my idea is that the coupe becomes more and more valuable, gets a lot more attention than the Roadster, because they're in 61 they only made less than 400 coupes.
Yes.
And you see this feature here with the mirror, the pointed tip here. Yeah. This is a typical early feature as well. I love that design.
Really? I don't know. Yeah,
I love that because later ones they were round.
More rounded.
They were completely, and I love that design. Yeah. Looks more like the 60s.
Yeah, I discovered also the bulkhead vinyl is straight to the back.
It's a real straight bulkhead.
Yeah, just the bulkhead, not just the vinyl. The vinyl is one piece.
Yeah.
Yes. Started from the top.
Yes.
Started from top and going to the floor.
To the floor.
In one piece.
Yes.
And we still have the T key here.
You still have that here?
Yeah.
Or is that from the original?
Yeah. No. I sent it to BIS. The original one.
Yes.
And the original one still has.
Still had that. That is interesting. My car didn't have that.
Yeah. And we kept the original aluminum that I love.
Yes.
This is original also, and all the knobs. Choke.
This one here is. Yeah, this one still has the lower, the W. The middle one is lower. The center.
Okay.
When you have the V, I would say the V.
See?
So it starts top, and then goes here.
Okay.
And back up. So this one is here. Later cars.
Okay.
It's a small difference. We look at in the boot.
Yeah.
I love the early coupes, because
too.
they have so many special features which later disappeared.
Yes.
So this is original. These are the originals. They're a bit scruffy here, but they have a nice profile. The aftermarkets are a bit smooth.
Yes.
So that is, and this is normal on the early cars. There were no hinge covers. So that is also a bit rough and racing style. This is when they started to create these. But there's another feature here you might not know.
Yeah.
On the early cars. This hinge here. This one here.
Yeah.
This only on the first 100 cars.
The straight one?
So this one here,
yes,
which is going towards to the front, that was only on the first 100 cars.
Okay.
And later on, they flipped that over, that it was pointing inwards.
Okay. No,
and this one, these are braced on, soldered, and then later ones they were screwed. But you see this one is pointing to the front.
Okay.
And only think the first 100 cars.
Wow.
And you have a longer leg here.
Yeah.
On the inside mounted to the body, it's a long one.
Yeah, it's a long one.
When they changed this towards the inside, they had to reduce that leg.
Okay.
This one here. So this is a very, very rare feature is on here.
Great.
Plus, this one, you see the shape of the sun visor bracket here?
Yeah.
How pronounced?
Yes. Yeah. Ah, okay.
The sharp
more,
edge,
yes,
is more pronounced. Yeah. And later ones, that was only on the first couple of 100 cars. That is, if you have that.
Yeah, but that's most original part of this car. You can remember very, very complete. Also
they are special. You can't buy them anymore.
No.
You can't buy them. So this car should be around 250,000. Is Butlers?
Yeah.
You have everything on here.
Yeah.
The right, this one doesn't have the E sign on it, so this is the early one. It is a correct exhaust. It has all the original features.
Yeah, most.
So this car should be close to 300,000. How many of these you can sell?
Oh, not so many.
How many you have of these?
No, this one.
How often?
Just this.
Just this one. So it's only one. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the last one.
Projects for sure you can't find anymore.
No, this is and this is a double digit.
Yeah.
You have to consider that double digit is within the first 100.
Yeah.
And so this is special here. They only have 2 screws here. Yeah. Later ones. So the tailgate. If you have a tailgate missing, that's it. You're lost. You're lost.
Yeah. And also the screen is different, huh?
Yeah, the screen is the hard to get in. Yes.
The rear light is different.
Yeah, I mentioned that they are more curved.
Yeah.
And here's already, I've seen cars with this body shape, but they had the straight one, or even those with the latest design.
Really? Oh.
Yeah,
how they fit it?
They made it fit. They made it fit. Yeah, that's a funny thing. This is a collector's car. With this one, I think in Italy or everywhere, anywhere else, you would win the concours in your class. Yeah, in your class. I mean, what we are talking about is already detailed. Come on again. Yeah. Pleasure talking to you. So this is Ferrari ground.
Yes.
We are in Bologna, and you have Ferrari, Maserati, and you came to the Lion's Cave. So you're bringing English cars in front of the Ferraris and Maseratis. And so, what is your impression in general about the show here?
Well, so it's very nice. After moving from Padua, is getting bigger for sure, and the quality is still very high. As I told you, the more modern car than the last years, so it's good for me. So classic car are less.
Relative. There will be so many supercars one day that you don't know where every brand is making these supercars, and they're changing every year. Yeah. So in the end, we don't know which one is a classic supercar.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So an E-Type is always an E-Type. A Ferrari 512 is always a 512.
Yeah.
And with the supercars, there's every year new models are coming up. Italy is that you don't only have nice cars, you also have delicious food. This is all cut into slices. I mean, where do you see that? This is not fast food. I think this is prosciutto di Parma. So that's a famous Parma ham and the famous Franciacorta. And it's just delicious.
No, prima hai fatto tu.
Typically. You see all this is mouth-watering stuff here, and it is not only the cars what makes you coming here. It is also the food. It is also the food and the Italian hospitality. Is that with mozzarella or the cheese?
Crema di bufala. Crema di bufala.
Crema di bufala.
E prosciutto di Parma.
Buono, eh? There is another E-Type. The second stand with an E-Type we have seen here. And let's see what that is all about. It is a red one. Let's see if we can get in somewhere. So it's a 3.8. It says perfect condition. So this is, as written at the front, it says 63 E-Type. It is fully restored over the years. It's not this sign. Is there a price on there? There's no price on this one. It is a bright red. Probably not perfect, but what I'm interested in, a lot of reproduction parts, as again restored. This one sadly has, and this is an example, this is an aftermarket. It's probably the Moto steering wheel with the sharp corners. This has its sharp corners here. When you get your finger stuck, you can't get out anymore. It has the ripper horn push. The gear stick is something fancy. It has complete reproduction. Center console is shiny. It looks nice. The mirror is a large one. The original is behind. Well, this really is a bit, well, sadly it has been not too well restored. It is a driver, I think, with a recent paint job to make it look nicer. Everything here is a bit modified. Doesn't say the price, but that's why we're here for, to get an idea of the Jaguar E-Type. This obviously is not the one we are usually looking out for. This is something which looks like an E-Type, but it might be one, but it's not what we are really appreciating. And this can only be bought by someone who's not into details. And it's just a shame that they, oh, look at all these here. I will try to ask the price of this car. Are you from here? Ha da fare con questo stand?
Sì.
Sì.
Parli francese?
Inglese. Italiano.
Italiano sì.
Italiano sì.
Non c'è problema allora.
Okay. The interesting thing is nobody is speaking English here, so I need to translate again. They speak French or Italian. Allora, questa macchina non ho visto un prezzo.
Allora, questa macchina c'è 150.000 euro.
150.000. Come viene a questo prezzo?
Perché come viene a questo prezzo? Perché è il colore originale.
Colore?
No.
Non la verniciatura.
È nasciuto con questo colore.
Sì,
non è
Carmen Red. Red.
Sì.
Ok, allora il colore è originale come nel certificato.
Sì.
So it is original heritage is Carmen Red. It is a bit bright for me, but okay, that's what it is. A parte di questo,
il motore ha anche le chilometri originale.
Matching numbers.
Matching number,
allora,
tutta la macchina.
Possiamo aprire un attimo? E qua.
Sì.
So he's saying it is matching numbers, and he said it's 150,000, what I think is a bit negotiable, trattabile si dice qua. So the engine looks nice. It looks like an original engine head. Has been resprayed. So it is a 3.8, as we said from before. It has an alternator instead of dynamo. So ha detto 150, ma è una macchina di un cliente o?
Sì.
E lui ha chiesto io la vendo per tot. Più la vostra commissione?
No, il prezzo
è quello del cliente. Ok. E la storia di questa macchina? Allora, qui is saying the number 880225 but the numbers of the plate are certainly re-stamped, and on the picture frame there is
Giovanni Rossi, il stante.
Non è proprietario della macchina?
No, il mio cliente è proprietario della macchina.
Ah sì, ok.
La macchina ha alcune modifiche per renderla più usabile, come i freni davanti moderni,
e
il cambio a 5 marce.
So this one has modern brakes. I think they are vented discs, and 5-speed gearbox.
E tutti i suoi ricambi originali ci sono in una cassa pronti per essere rimontati.
Okay.
Cambio e freni.
So it's saying that the original gearbox is still with the car, but is installed as a 5-speed gearbox to make it more usable on the road. So the number in here has probably been re-stamped on that plate. The number on the engine frame is missing. So 150,000 is a bit definitely can be negotiated, because according to me this is a bit high. This is on the lower side, not on the top anymore, and that is one of these modifications they Jaguar changed. So this is a lot deeper than the early ones. So there isn't much to say about this one, only the price 150,000, and has been restored some time. We don't know more. It's a bit neglected, but can be brought back maybe. So interesting coincidence. This guy, I didn't know. I know you from emails.
Yes.
But he recognized me because he has seen my videos. Funny thing, and you're from Switzerland.
That's correct.
So you just bumped into us, and you recognized first Jana.
Yeah, I recognize the two of you, and of course you have a cool hairstyle, so you're easily recognizable.
So what your name? Jörg, and you're from Switzerland, and you came all the way to Italy?
Which is not a long distance. I'll go back tonight, and which means I'll leave by train here at 7:30, and I'll be home by midnight.
So is another E-Type member, and we met here by coincidence in front of an E-Type, and that is how you meet people. And you're from Switzerland.
That's correct.
Yes.
Right. Yep.
So where are all the other Swiss people here?
I haven't met any other Swiss people. I heard a few.
I hope they are working today and coming here on the weekend. Now it is about 12:30, something like that, and you have been round. What is your impression about the show? I think it's the second time in Bologna. Before it was in Padua. It was a very famous show. What is your impression?
Many modern cars, which I didn't expect. For my opinion, too many German cars. I would have expected more Italian cars.
Okay. So you said a lot of German cars, a lot of modern cars. I have to agree. I've seen so many Porsche modern ones, so you find them everywhere. I think the Porsche is an inflation, really. And how many E-Types have you seen?
So far, I've seen probably a dozen.
Really?
Yeah.
We have only seen 4 so far, we're looking forward.
We have got to go to the other hall.
Here we are at Rotte da Sogno, that means wheels of your dream, and we have just discovered a few Jaguars here. This is an XK 150 coupe, and we are now looking at these cars. So this is a Series 3, and asking price is only 108,000, so that's not really expensive, and I don't know much about the Series 3 cars. I'm more into the Series 1, but that looks fully restored. It is one of the last, it is a 74 model. It looks pretty nice, but this is one of the typical problems when you come here. You see the soft top is always touching the seat, especially when you're heavy. You get further back all the time. This is where the scratches are coming from. And I think this is kind of a wrong construction they started with. And well, it is a bit worn, but that means the car has been driven. It's an automatic, 108,000. It's a 12 cylinder. So that is something for those who want a 12 cylinder. That's a real man's engine. It doesn't have the early features, obviously, like the E-Type had, what we like on the early cars with the alloy dash. This is based, it's a long wheelbase, and we know focus on this one is a 4.2. So this is the 4.2, a red one. Same issue here with the seats. Probably that is because when you close the roof, and that is where this one goes in, and this is what I've seen on the 3.8. You don't have that because the seats are steeper and thinner, but this seems to be a real issue, and you don't the only cars which don't have that are their freshly restored ones. So apart from that, but that looks pretty much used or original, maybe. Yes, this looks original. But a lot of other stuff is not original. It smells really old, but that could also be that it has been wet, and maybe it is not that preserved as we would like to have it. So this is not. This position should be further straight. That should be really go straight. So someone has assembled this who didn't know what to do, and well, it's a bit. What would I say? It's a bit. It's a project car, from my understanding, and they're asking 105,000. And let me see under the bonnet. And here's the plate. I can't even see the numbers of the plate here. This is, I don't know what that is. Can we get that in? So it has not been made up, but you see everything here. They have normal nuts, not even the nylon nuts. So someone, that must be a home restoration. That must be a home restoration. Header tank has suffered a lot. So this guy is saying has been imported, but he is looking. It's a customer's car probably. So you see the engine number. So usually the head is painted gold. Chi fa questo prezzo? È il prezzo desiderato dal cliente, sì, o fate la valutazione voi?
Allora, molte auto importanti che abbiamo sono in conto vendita, si dice, no? Quindi i clienti che ce le lasciano da vendere e noi teniamo una commissione. Sì, esatto. Okay. E allora, quando un cliente ci propone una sua auto, chiediamo che sia sempre lui di avanzare la sua richiesta economica, perché sa lui a suo tempo quanto ha pagato per comprarla e quanto magari ci ha speso comunque per metterla a posto. Insomma, se diamo un prezzo alle cose degli altri offendiamo il cliente solitamente. Quindi, e poi cosa facciamo? Una volta che abbiamo una prima quotazione comunque del proprietario, e subentriamo comunque noi per cercare comunque di rientrare nella media del mercato. Comunque la macchina è iscritta ASI targa oro, vuol dire che è originale, il più possibile.
So here you can see a few other things they added on I have never seen before. So this is the wiper motor, or should be the wiper motor. Here's something else here. This I have never seen. It is a replacement bucket for the screen jet. This I have never seen. I don't know what that is. That seems to be the ignition coil, which is usually mounted here. So this car has been completely reinvented somehow, with some parts in places where you wouldn't find them. Engine number we have seen, and I'm not sure if that is a D or it's certainly not an E in there. So probably the head is of another car. I haven't seen the engine number, but this is also on the other side. There's some electric features on the picture frame. So this is more or less a project car. It might be driving and running, but this is not how the E-Type was born. And this is where you can, with someone who is good in doing things themselves, they can start, I think, with a low price and get everything done by themselves, and at the same time revising a few things and making them up to reliable original stuff. Quello è una 65.
È un 66.
66, sì. Alla fine serie 1.
Serie 66, 67 se non sbaglio.
Tra l'altro questo è ancora originale.
Sì, esatto.
Invece altre cose come...
Sì, questo con questo marchio qua è stato cambiato.
Sì, sì.
Un'auto di quasi 60 anni.
Sì, questo sarebbe ottimo per uno che vuole risparmiare e fare da solo.
Potenzialmente con qualche decina, un paio magari di decine di migliaia di euro, la macchina poi può valere anche di più di 20.000 euro.
Sì. Solo bisogna trovare uno che mette tutto a posto, così già rende di più.
Componenti, plastica, insomma, questo tubo, ci sono delle cose anche che poi non richiedono troppo denaro.
Poi si scoprono altre cose.
Si scoprono altre cose.
Sì, si inizia a smontare e poi dopo...
Fondi sottostante.
Però da fuori sempre bella, eh?
Sì, no.
Verniciata proprio... E questi luci qua, questa è una cosa italiana?
Sì, penso di sì, per l'omologazione.
Sì? Sì. Però io ho visto macchine originali con la targa nera che non l'hanno.
Perché consideri che in realtà, come dicevo prima, in Italia però ci è arrivata in un secondo momento, è di importazione.
Allora, se uno importa la tipo in Italia...
no, secondo me allora la macchina comunque europea dovrebbe essere... Ah no, mi scusi, ci sono arrivato adesso. È americana perché sono con famiglia. Quindi probabilmente in America...
No, questi non c'è in America.
Allora, penso
forse... Allora è una cosa italiana?
Secondo me è una cosa italiana perché è un supporto alla freccia che già c'è. Penso. Si può togliere.
Sì, Però infatti chiedo, si può o non si può?
Allora
in Italia. Se vogliono la freccia qua e l'altro.
L'importante per circolare in Italia è che la macchina sia originale da come usciva dalla fabbrica.
Sì, ok.
Se questa freccia non c'era, non è obbligatorio.
Non c'era, no, infatti. Lo so che l'hanno cambiato con la serie 2, che hanno fatto dopo anche in America, le frecce ai lati.
Sì. Allora sì, se non era suo, ed effettivamente pensandoci bene ha proprio ragione.
Ma si vede spesso in Italia solo.
Sì.
Quello pensavo fosse una cosa richiesta.
Quello che mi viene da pensare, insomma, la freccia è abbastanza...
Actually, this is a project car. It is 105,000. You would do everything new. It is just really, really rough, and it looks to me that this one has been painted not too long ago because the paint looks far too new for the rest of the car. The wheels are new, the tires are new, so someone might have invested 10,000 euro to get this all done for sale. And well, from the distance, certainly on the website it looks brilliant. But when you come closer and see all these things that are not as they should be, you will have to spend another 150,000. You see, there are some dents in here already. It is, for my understanding, totally neglected car, and it requires some work, but it might be a bargain for someone who has the skills and time to get things done. That might be a good chance. So. Look at Rote da Sogno, and then you might ask for this one for a good price. So XK150, and this is surprisingly cheap. It's only 67,000 euro, and it looks still nice. Seems to be driver. You have this patina in here, and it's an E-Type steering wheel in here. How nice is that? Look at that. An E-Type steering wheel in an XK150. I love the balances. To balance the wheels, they have added these wires on the, you see, this is pretty interesting. So probably needs some attention. So the rubbers here, that seems very, very, very original, really. All these chrome, they fit perfectly. They have some patina, and that is so it's maroon and has red interior, and it's a 59, probably interesting car, but 67,000. We're not supposed to open any doors or bonnets. That this it's not perfect, but then look at these bumpers here. I think what someone is doing here, they always put new wheels on to make the car, well, new wheels and rims, and then this so here the rubber seal, these all seem to be the original ones. It is original glass in here, so I think it's original chrome. Okay. Well, here's now something fantastic. This is art, classic car art, I would call this. I've never seen this before. So this is a rest bank where you can sit. Well, it has these cooling openers, and it's just lovely design. I think it's taken from Stefano Murcia. Is that you?
Sì.
So complimenti.
Grazie.
So that is taken of. Is that repeating
I don't speak English.
Ok.
But I have a friend. Marco?
No, io posso tradurre.
Ah, posso tradurre?
Sì, parlo anche italiano. Allora, questo qua è un lettino.
Sì, è una chaise longue ispirata alle forme della California.
Vedi? So this is taken as a resting bed and should record to the old California, Ferrari California.
Sì.
And it's just a lovely idea. I love to see that. Never seen that before. And this is something really nice. So this is a light, and this, you see the shape, and you can is functioning. So questa lampadina
sì.
funziona, lavora.
Sì, sì, certo.
E questa ha anche un'idea di una macchina?
Di una macchina, sì, è un parafango di una macchina pensata. Non è la riproduzione di un parafango specifico di Ferrari, Alfa Romeo, è una forma generica che ha anche la funzione di avere una luce.
E fa due, una in alto,
sì,
che fa luce ambiente. Ah, che bella, che bella idea, che bella idea. Bellissima, Complimenti. E poi questo qua?
Questa invece è sempre di ispirazione Ferrari.
Sì.
Di GTO.
Ah, si vede.
E le tre bocchette,
sì.
La gobba, eccetera. Poi naturalmente io cerco di prendere le linee del solido e trasportarle al piano.
Perfetto.
E di riequilibrarle.
A me piacciono delle forme qua, proprio è tutta fatta a mano.
Sì.
Una idea sul prezzo, perché magari c'è qualcuno.
Sì, l'idea in Italia al pubblico di listino questa viene 16, quella 15.
Millas?
Sì. Euro, parliamo?
Sì. So to get an idea of the price, this one is 16,000 and that one is 17,000. The light is
6.
So the light is say 6,000. Just an idea. This is even more spectacular. It's a Riva. How lovely is that? I mean, where do you see that?
Questo senza materassino, per vedere il tipo di lavorazione.
Sì.
Questo con il materassino.
Anche il tavolino lì.
Con la possibilità di avere il
sì, per la Francia corta. O champagne. Che bella idea, fantastico. Stefano Murcia. Series 3 we see here, very easy to recognize on the wider wings, and the paint is well, it's interesting color. I actually have to say I like it, but it's not a perfect paint, and you can see it has some patina here, so that's all, seems to be all original. Is a right-hand drive car. And it has some blemishes here, everywhere. Has been repainted. The color combination is pretty nice. It has a gray interior. It's an automatic. And you see here around everywhere. So the paint, it might actually, I'm not sure, but could be the first original paint. Some bubbles here under the paint, here, everywhere. And let me see if we get more details. And it's anni di produzione. It doesn't say anything about this car. So this is a 73, and the price is 79,000 euro for a right-hand drive car. And it says it has been totally restored, but if so, it has been really badly restored. So this is someone, I think this one needs a re-restore. Look at the bonnet. I don't know if you can capture that. That is really kind of the whole fender looks terrible. Must have been resprayed. This fender, this part here has been resprayed. And you can tell it's a different color. I don't know if you can see the difference here. So you see the grinding lines here from the machine. How funny is that? Can you see that from here? So it's you know, some cracks here and then. Well, so it's a project car, or drive it as is and never wash it. But I think it's an honest car, maybe. It's just, it is what it is. Boot doesn't fit properly, so I don't know if someone tried to open this, but again, pretty rough car. Might be ready to enjoy as is, might be driving. If you don't have any issues, just keep it running until it falls apart and you start the complete restoration with this one. And here's another E-Type, and it's along with some other classic cars here. And this is from the number plate, you can tell it is original Italian registration. It's from Rome. Let's see if that is for sale or just in exposition here. But I wonder what that is. So it's supposed to be 3.8. It's the alloy dash in here. It's all new stuff in there. So I think the most interesting thing is the number plate. I don't know if we can open this. It's all very narrow here, and don't think we can open the doors. Maybe that's for a reason. This seems to be still the original, but it's mounted and it's broken. So I don't know what that is. Is that a full restoration where they only did half of it, or is it? Can't tell you, and it's really hard to take pictures here. I need to ask the people. And when you see here, this is a typical issue that should be bent and glued to. So we try to find someone who has to do with these cars. I don't know what these are about. If that is a typical Italian feature, or if that is... Again, new reproduction wheels and tires. It's missing here. So it has been repainted, probably. Has been repainted, but then not properly assembled. These should be actually be silver, the sugar scoops. Only the first 500 cars had that in body paint. Let's try if we get more information. You see the paint work here? Is that orange skin? Storia dell'auto. Here it says something, so you can scan this, and then you find this here, descrizione dell'auto, and you find some more information here. Let me see what we find. So you see all the pictures, chiama, but it doesn't say anything about the car, just a few pictures. Or am I missing something here? Discrezione. Questa prima serie del 62, totalmente originale. Well, I didn't see, well, we can already tell. It's the interior, is the alloy dash is not the original one, and the wheels are not the original ones. Targa completa di hardware, 63,000 kilometers, and that's about it. But definitely it is not all original, as we can tell here. And this is a 62 car, kind of large, but I mean, look at the exhaust manifolds here. That is not original. This is a downpipe, big bore probably. So why is someone writing all original if it is not? So I wonder how much that is. Maybe we can ask someone, but they're all busy taking pictures of themselves. That's typically an Italian thing, that they have to take pictures with the ladies. So they have one blonde dressed in black, they have one black dressed in white. That is Italy. So there's more attention to the ladies than to the cars. Interesting. If I ask some of them, would they answer any questions? Oh, we can try. We can see how. Obviously, there is someone. Nobody's asking for help. I don't even know who that is here. Auto Storiche Firenze. Auto Storiche Firenze. Well, that's yes? Yes. I'm just wondering, parliate italiano. Sì. Quanto viene questa macchina? 2,50. 2,50. C'è oltre di questo che si trova lì? Sì. Ci sono ulteriori informazioni?
Che cosa vuoi sapere?
Il prezzo, quando è stata restaurata, chi l'ha fatto?
Non è restaurata, è totalmente originale, conservata, solo riverniciata, non è stata restaurata meccanicamente, è perfetta. Il prezzo sono 2,50, la macchina è targa oro ASI, che vuol dire il livello più alto delle targhe oro di assegnazione ASI, è del 62 la targa originale, il motore originale, sono stati cambiati solo le candele, un po' di guarnizioni, ma meccanicamente la macchina è originale e basta, cos'altro posso dirle?
Ah, ok, io mi porto dietro questo. Comunque, we understood that a few things have been replaced, but the lady is saying everything is totally original apart from the paint, and well.
Ma che cos'è, un video?
Sì.
Ah, ma per la televisione? No.
No, è su YouTube.
Ok.
Huh? Ja. Also alles original. So everything is original. You can see the glass. I didn't know they were chromed here, the mirror here. So, but that obviously, as the lady said, is all original. Nothing has been touched here. I can tell the interior is redone. That mirror never been factory-like, but I mean, if you have expert like these selling you the car, what do you expect from the customer? So you need to have certain ignorance to just believe what they are selling to you. But that tells the difference of quality. Look at this here. That it's shortened here, but at least they have the rubber seal here that the water doesn't get in. So it doesn't show what number it is, and the information we got from the lady or salesman, I don't know, but obviously this is hoping to be found by someone who doesn't know about the car. It looks nice from the distance, but we have no chance to look underneath. So 250,000 for that one. So here we are in hall 37, and this is a dealer from Tuscany Classic, it says. And here we have two E-Types next to each other. This is a Series 2. And so it is indicated as 135,000, is registered as the ASI. So that means it's a lot of originality on it. And we see here it has some patina. It is some pitting on the chrome, some pitting on the chrome here. That's all fair and all good. Tinted glass. Looks pretty nice from the inside, also pretty original, apart from the steering wheel. But the interior, I think, has been redone maybe in the past, but looks really nice. There was probably a monitor mounted for the passenger. Well, they use that for racing to have the times and everything available. So interesting feature for that. But it smells. It has certainly a few original parts in here, and it's a manual. It's a short wheelbase, and that is I would say this is a nice driver with a very nice paint. We can ask when that has been done. The paint is too fresh for the rest of the chrome. Not even sure if that is an original color. It's a kind of greenish or Palatian green, not gray. And this seems to be a different color than this one. You see, this is more. So maybe it might be the light. Can't really tell you more about this one. But it has been registered and delivered in the US first, and that has been imported to Europe in 2017. That's what the sign is saying. It looks pretty nice. And what do you say, Jonathan Guglielmi? So it might be a private offer here, as there is a name on there. So a pretty nice looking car. I like the patina around it. The fitment and the gaps is all pretty nice. This bonnet doesn't close properly here on this side, but that needs to be adjusted. Let's talk about the Series 1. Series 1 Fixed Coupe. A color I haven't seen before, don't know what it is. It is kind of greenish. And it says 67, but I think it's a 66. Fully restored. So everything has been replaced, probably what wasn't there. Has a Moto liter steering wheel. So it is fully restored. It's a dark red interior in here. It has seat belts. It's pretty nice looking, and the price is 160,000. It says it has air condition, power steering. So that is probably a car to drive. And I want to ask them if we can. This is not nice here. What you see here. This is a classic. This very often is forgotten to start with, and then they just insert it from the top, and so you never get that. And plus the water is running in there, so that will be an issue. That is because it is forgotten at the start. You can't reset anymore, and so that will be an issue when you go for driving in the rain. But the chrome looks to be all original, and you see. It does have some marks here. Siete voi delle macchine qua?
Prego.
Possiamo vedere il motore?
Certo, gliela. Jonathan, bisogna aprirlo in due.
Gehst du drüben hin, guckst du mal auf eine Nummer.
Das ist aus 67 und damit ist es nicht so Autobahn.
Grazie. So here you see this is the air conditioned part of it with the compressor. It still has the 3 carbs on there. Special features here, anti-theft device. Bit modified probably, makes it better for touring and driving. Few aftermarket bits, but it looks all reasonably well restored, I have to say. And it doesn't have these stone chip things, what I see on other cars, and that's what I pretty much like. And I think the price is very competitive. The number, okay, that's not the original one. That's a later one. The number seems to be right. And let's see and you see here, this area here, this one is smooth and not covered with too much of thick stone chip layer. Engine number looks original, at least on the head. Every screw is marked here to identify if it's moving or loosening. So there was someone working on it who was really well informed. So the number seems to be original. It's a 140, so it's a very late 4.2, but that's all good. It has here the compressor for the alternator. It has the compressor for the air condition. So that is really pretty nice. It has vented disc brakes, the larger brake calipers. Ja, nee, das geht nicht. Das geht nicht. Machen wir wieder normal dann. Okay, muss ich schneiden. So that looks pretty nice. I think, I'm not sure. This is the modern. I think if Angus Moss did that, but that is pretty nice with the air conditioning and all the other features. So they modified the cooling. I think that's probably a car to drive every day. And then I have to say the price, 160,000, is very reasonable with all these upgrades. So this is a positive surprise, really. It is not all original, but this is a car you want to have when you go touring in any condition. Should be checked if everything is tight, but it looks really, really nice. It's a number there, so the engine number is 14013, and is that the same? So it's a matching numbers. And I think when you're interested in a reliable car to drive and to use, and not for collection, this is probably the one I would investigate more in. Very nice. Maybe we can have a look at the boot or the quality of the inside. Possiamo entrare? So it's all still very rigid. So the steering is a lot thicker than you would have on others. This is probably, so this is needs to be tightened here. They think they just left it, or you can't. It has power steering on here, so that's another thing. The steering itself is double or triple layer here, so that makes it the steering really stiff. You know, the other one, the original Jaguars, they're very soft, and so that is more a modern car really. And you can, yeah, this, not sure if that is the original gearbox, because that has a lot of place, very easy to move. Okay, as we see, not many original parts on here, but it's all well done. The interior looks very nice. It is dark green inside, has a grey headliner, and that car looks really well done. There's nothing to complain about, and with all these extra features, it makes it a really nice car. Must be a recent restoration probably. I will ask. So all the lines are really well, the gaps are really nice. Even has the Lucas number plate lights, big bore exhaust. So that must be a really sportive and exciting car with all these add-ons. And here's another E-Type Series 1. This is, don't know yet, but it's a black one and it's for sale. It's a 3.8. It's not black, I think it's dark blue. Could be indigo dark blue. Sadly, there's nothing written around it. Many things are not original, so probably has been restored. So the steering wheel is wrong. It's not. It's an aftermarket one. The center. Salve, salve. Possiamo aprire le porte? È azzurra o no?
Blu.
Blu. Blu. Sembra nera da lontano.
Nera, ma è blu.
È blu. Grazie.
Prima serie.
Sì, un 3.8
con cambio del 4.2 però.
Ah sì, ok, ok.
Gear 4.2.
Sì, sì.
Abbiamo anche il cambio suo originale.
Ah, ok.
Abbiamo messo questo perché
So we're saying is
la macchina non è nostra, è il nostro cliente.
Sì, ok. Allora vuol dire che il cambio è del 4.2?
Sì, esatto,
ah,
il cambio è del
okay.
4.2 perché è più
originale,
meglio.
Sì,
però
sì.
abbiamo il cambio originale.
Sì, perché alcuni mettono il 5, però vuol dire che bisogna cambiare. Sì. So it's installed a 4.2 gearbox which is fully synchronized. The original gearbox is still available, it comes with the car, it's a customer car. It's a 3.8, it looks like a 63. We will check the numbers in a minute. And has been restored. It's dark blue with red interior. I saw something happened to the number here. And we verify with a number, with a plate, with a VIN plate. VIN plate seems to be original, and the engine number would be R4418. So that could actually be, I don't know if that is, no, it's not the original plate. It is the car number is 885743. So that's so that is. Do you get the number in here? That would mean that's a March 885743. That would be a March 62 car. A March 62 car that would have these in brass. It would have the straight rear bulkhead, which this one actually has. This one has this one has a straight rear bulkhead. So this is something really odd. So probably then the plate is correct. The number on here would be correct. Would be R44189. That would be the engine number, but we don't find that on the cylinder head. And when you come here, so it is an early car with the early body actually, and it has a straight rear bulkhead. You see that the step here in here, so they probably lost or something went wrong. It has a steep, and you see the gap. I go to the other side. You see the gap here. Yeah, you see the gap here. That actually what I explained earlier. This should have been a longer board, because you could go on here, and you see this step here. It should be going up here, and then you would have the longer board here, and that is an early body shell, pretty rare, with a straight rear bulkhead, but already the dished floors here. And I show you the rear lights here. This shape. So this isn't going down all the way. It stops here, and these are the wrong rear lights. They should have been curved. So that is interesting, but it just needs a restoration.
Invece di vendere compra.
Ma questa è una 62?
Sì.
Un po' sbagliata.
Sì, non è il colore suo.
No, solo il colore.
Allora noi abbiamo quello della Jaguar,
sì.
La macchina era rossa con l'interno nero.
Sì,
okay,
sì.
Però il precedente proprietario non gli piaceva rossa e l'ha fatta blu con l'interno rosso. Però a casa, oltre al cambio che le dicevo prima, c'è anche l'interno nero.
Ok.
Però lui l'ha comprata così, gli piaceva così e ha detto non me ne frega niente.
Quanto viene?
Un attimo ci penso perché faccio confusione. 125.
Sì, ok. So he's saying it's 125,000.
Poi se uno è interessato.
Sì, probabilmente perché
stamattina era qui il proprietario, volendo si poteva parlare direttamente con lui, perché noi siamo una carrozzeria. La macchina l'abbiamo verniciata circa 15 anni fa. Quando lui l'ha comprata, come quella e come questa. Adesso lui la vuole vendere perché si è stancato, non la usa praticamente mai.
Ok, classico. Perché è bella, però
ha fatto dei concorsi di eleganza, li ha pure vinti, uno a Abano, uno a Padova.
Ok. So this is a March 62. So we are back on Moto Epoca in Bologna. This is the second day. I've changed my dress a bit because yesterday was warm. And today first thing we are looking at is a private sales hall. So these are private people offering their private cars, and I've already seen a couple of E-Types in here, and we're going to have a look now. Join me. What you see here is basically private people offering rare cars you usually never see anywhere else, because they're kept in private possession over most of the years, and they're offered here. And this is, look at that one here, the silver one. I've already seen a few very interesting and rare cars, and the prices are very competitive. So this is a Maserati from 79. And the price, I'm not sure if I see the price on here, 88,000. So a Maserati Merak for 88,000 in great condition, privately owned and maintained over many years. And that is, there's a Citroën, and I've seen Ferraris, and I've also seen 10 Jaguars, and one I've seen already there. This is, that's the one. So here we have an E-Type, and we just checked, it's a 62, very interesting, and we check out which months. The price is 170,000, and we will just then ask a bit about the history of the car. This is all in Italian. So it says it has arrived in 2016 in Italy, has been restored and finished in 23. So it is inscribed in the historic agenda in Italy, and we just try to have a look around. It looks freshly painted. Of course, has been painted in, well, finished the restoration in 23. So there shouldn't be anything. It still has the original wire wheels. The gaps looks nice. I see here it has the original screen, the original glass. The front screen has been replaced, which is okay because you have a clear view to the front, and you will notice once you break an original one and you put a new one in here, what the difference is. You see the original early. This is with the tip again. We have seen it on other cars. This is the early mirror with that pointing. This is all original. And that's maybe where they saved some money. You have some scratches here. You also have scratches on the window, but it has the original logo on here. So it is, we can tell from the flap, from the fuel flap, it is later than May 62, because this is narrow and goes wider. The early cars had this a bit further back, and you would not have this kind of shape in here, but you would have a bow on the very early cars. So this is already, it's not the straight rear bulkhead anymore, but it's the more comfortable version. And I just see he's opening the bonnet. Let's have a look at the engine, and then we go round to the plate. So that looks pretty much original. So I'm surprised to see the very early originals on here. Let me see if that is... Now this is already the patent, so that's rare and right, because the very early ones didn't have that. So it's very interesting to see it has patent number on here and there as well. So you see that? That is very rare, and that is original. So very nice to see that. It still has the original text here on the brake master cylinder. So that says 862. Yes, so that is all original and it's great. The engine number is R. Can you focus the engine number? It still has the original bolts here. Still has the original hinges. It looks like the original dynamo in there. So that looks all really, really nice. That probably has been restored. I need to know more about the history. So it is the original VIN plate, and the number is actually 886722. Yeah, well, that's lovely to see. That's original. And here is the number, which is also original. Yeah, that looks all very nice. And you see this one here is smooth. It doesn't have that, I would say is ugly stone chipping protection. Here is a bit missing, it's very often missing. It is an aftermarket radiator, or modified, because they might have replaced that. But that is a very, very good and original looking car, really. It has corrosion, or is that wax on here? Needs to be verified. Could be corrosion or could be wax. I'm afraid that is corrosion. So maybe that needs to be some wax here, anti-corrosion. It has still the original wiring harness. Let's see if the wiper number, what date is on there. Nimmst du nochmal Datum von links?
Certo ce l'hanno ribattuto. Guardate che sia andato anche con
È la sua?
Sì.
It does have some scratches on the glass here. Still original glass all around. It seems it is all the original bumpers here. Possiamo entrare? Con il mio biglietto. Io cerco le macchine per i clienti. Possiamo... Allora, vedi qui, scusi, the barrel is still the original one, it still says 2-lock. That's very nice to see. And it looks like it has still the original dotted alloy dash. Very nice to see the original horn push. Il marciacambio è stato cambiato? È sempre, non è più il MOS?
Il MOS c'è scatolato suo, o 4 marce il MOS originale, già rettificato. Qui abbiamo montato un 5 marce sincronizzato che era adattabile a... Oggi tutti i proprietari di Jaguar, la maggior parte, perché è molto più agevole, sincronizzato.
La prima consegna è stata dove? In Stati Uniti?
Stati Uniti.
Per quello a rapporto corto.
Ah, sì,
lì.
sì.
Per quello cambiano. E invece le macchine europee avevano un rapporto lungo, quindi marcia a 4 marce andava bene.
Beh, però anche gli europei
alcuni cambiano.
Non era sincronizzato. E quindi...
Ah, non è vero, i primi no, è la 4.2 solo. Entro dall'altro lato, ti spiego ancora un po', amore.
Poi lo vedi anche. Pronto?
Amore, che sono magari. Oh, bellissimo, bellissimo vederlo. Guardi, questi qua, this is still the original one. Wow, that is really nice to see. It has a 5-speed gearbox, fully synchronized, but the original one still comes with the car, it's in a box. So this is all original. Very nice to see. This is the original alloy dash, this is original, this is... Look at that, how that is maintained. I love to see that. That is really nice. That is really nice. The leather is probably has been redone. It's a smooth leather. I like to see that. That is really nice work. There is a little issue here, and that is, I have explained on another car. This should go right into each other, and I know how difficult to fit that is. It's even worse on that side. Over there, you see, probably that panel is not actually for a. Well, I don't know what happened here. It's probably for the other ones who have the contrails going all the way around and back to the front. So this is kind of yeah, something is not right here. I like to see the original radio. That is lovely to see. Wonderful car. Everything is done properly, and I have to say, here we even have the original zinc-plated nuts. And that is really nice. A shame they used screws here, but that can be changed on the steering. They have these hubs here. Very original car. Very original car. Possiamo aprire le baule?
Cosa?
Chi l'ha restaurata?
Allora, la Old Factory in Garage di Perugia, il motore l'ha fatto un olandese, attenzione che
sì, questo qua, sì. So also here you see all the original bolts. That is one of the, probably one of the most original restored cars I have ever seen. Very nice, I like the color. So, il colore è l'originale?
Il colore è originale, sì sì.
È bellissima, eh?
È tutto originale. Carrozzeria fatta una persona bravissima. Si è visto anche il cofano, è perfetto.
Vediamo com'è sotto, un attimo. Perché la vende?
Se glielo dico, la vendo perché io l'ho fatta per tenerla come bene personale.
Sì.
Sotto c'è la gomma, guardi.
Al solito c'è un buco.
Devo alzare questo.
Ancora la ruota originale. Tutto pulito qua, vede, non c'è niente da nascondere. So everything is nice and clean. You see the floor. I leave the wheel in here for the moment, but you can tell everything is nice and clean. Really good job done on this car. And I'm sure the price was 170,000.
Come?
A 170.000?
Chilometri?
Il prezzo?
Ah,
170?
Sì. Diciamo che partiamo da 170.
Sì, ma questa è l'affare.
La disponibilità di, se c'è interesse, vediamo di trattare, ma diciamo non è che ci discosteremo tanto.
No, no.
Lo dico.
So I think this is the best car to buy at the show here. No, è fatta bene, eh? So here you see also this one is nice. It is not going underneath, it is touching here, so that is nice to see. So someone was really, it's not the first time they have done the E-Type here, this company. He was just above, but that all fits perfectly. It's really nice. And here we have the Heritage. So here's what I was saying. So this is August 62. Cream red, I think it is becoming a popular color combination again, and this is probably, I'm very impressed. And here you see the book, the complete documentation of the restoration. So it's a matching numbers car, really well done with love. And this gentleman said he restored the car for himself, but is now facing some operations that he is afraid of using the car in the future as he would love to have done. But that is you see that. I'm not going through every detail here now, but I think, well, if I would be in the process of buying a car and this is my color, this is where I would start to look out for. You see, everything is done perfectly. Documented. Numbers all there, very nice. Very nice to see. So that comes with the car, I think. Lovely to see. Wow, great. Wonderful car. I'm impressed.
Okay.
Grazie mille.
Piacere.
Buona fortuna, mi raccomando. Here we see a nice XK with original Italian number plate. MK2, asking price 28,900. And here's a Corvette, some Porsche, and there is another E-Type, and that is where we are going now. Let's see what that is. Great looking color. It is a Bologna dark green, and I can also see the original Italian number plate on there. And let's see. So this is. Let's see, what is that? Well, we can see it's a fixed head coupe. There's no plate in there. What a shame, so we don't know what car that is. It looks like later wheels. There's a number on the engine frame. There's a number on the picture frame here. What does it say? So this has the early hinges here, I can see, so it must be an early car maybe, or has been replaced. What is it? What number is it? What is it? 885106. Is that the original number? 885106. So I'm not sure. Does that look original? Did they use another font? So it has welded louvers, as you can see here. So that is kind of weird car. Sadly, we don't have the VIN plates, the number on the engine frame. I'm not sure if that is really the original one, but could be. I have to verify that. I have some doubts because the font is a bit different. I would see the bonnet support frame. Bonnet support frame is also not the original one, so that has been replaced. Let me see if I can get some pictures here. This is an indication, these two holes, of an early body, because here it was mounted the catch for the bonnet lock. This is the early style, but this is mounted totally wrong. Let me see if there is the wiper motor. Is there a date on there? There's no date on there. So how else do we identify I checked the engine number down there. So engine number is 2310. So it is an early engine lock, actually. This has been, so the car, this is the owner. We talked to the owner for a moment. So do you speak English? No? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So can you tell us a bit more about the car? It looks like an early body.
Yeah.
And you can tell here, as opposed to the other one, the fuel flap is the early type. This doesn't go all the way down, only up to here. This is the early type of tails. So what is the story of the car?
This car is originally sold in Italy.
So it's original, that's why it's the black number there.
Yeah.
See the number, and TR means?
Terni.
Terni. So that's north of Rome?
It's north of Rome, yes.
Yeah, okay. So that was first Italian, one of the first Italian.
One of the first, yeah. This is chassis number 106 of 400 made.
Yeah.
Total of 400. Left-hand drive, obviously. And fixing head coupe. This is completely restored in 2000, from 2007 to 2011.
Yeah.
It's matching numbers, except the head of the engine.
Yes.
That is compatible.
Yeah.
Right. It's not the original because at that time.
Yeah.
Just working like two times. It was.
It was better to replace.
To put it the original one, but it's the same head.
And instead of falsifying a number in there, you made it visible that it is a different head, but still matches.
This is certificated by the Italian, the ASI, that is totally as the brand new product, except the head of the engine, but it's compatible.
Yeah. So it has been only two owners from new. So it has been all the interiors at the original color combination.
Yeah.
It looks like British Racing Green.
Yeah.
Which is that tan interior. Okay,
interior.
That is how it was. I see the original, the Heritage. Yep. So this is the Heritage to prove it, and have a look here.
20 October 61.
Yes.
They don't manufacture. Chassis number, engine number, gearbox, British Racing Green, the color, and tan interior. And this is the original distributor. In Milan.
Okay. So this is a very early Italian registration, maybe one of the very few they did in 61. And the coupe, of course, everyone in Italy, I presume everyone wanted a roadster. So first owner recorded. So it's because of the company, there's no private person who owned the car initially.
Exactly. And this is provided by the Jaguar Heritage Trust.
Yeah,
the number of the
production
chassis.
numbers. Yeah.
61, and this is 88C 5106.
Yeah. So it was in the first set. It doesn't say how many cars were delivered to each country. There is also a table somewhere in the books where you can tell how
more
many.
More or less 100 in Italy.
In 100 in 61, or in
no,
coupe.
In total.
In coupe. Okay. Yeah. So that is really rare, and I think this is for an Italian enthusiast to have the original Italian registration.
Exactly.
That is something very, very interesting, and that is collectible.
It's not important.
It is.
By some other countries. That is very common.
Yeah, yeah.
And the good thing is that when I restore the car, I keep the original gearbox.
Yeah.
There is four gift in the MOS, not synchronized.
Yeah.
And the cooling system is the original one with a very small, like, fan.
Okay. Yeah. Just that small.
Yeah.
Like the rotor. So that is, I see there are a few reproductions. So the home push is reproduction, the alloy dash is that is a modern reproduction, but that is what people do to have it all.
The steering is original.
No, yeah, the steering, but the home push should be gold.
No, in the very first models are like this, like chrome.
Okay, then we learned something.
This.
Yeah, that is chrome, but the face is gold.
Not in the first.
So we learned something. I still believe they all had the golden one.
That's what they told me.
That's what they told me. Okay.
Yeah.
I might not know. You might know better.
Because they have changed in the most recent car. There is gold and there is black.
Okay.
In black.
So you see, we learned something. Everyone else has them in gold, but okay. This is the very first one, which was chrome or silver, you say? Okay. So the price for this car?
220.
220.
Yeah.
So 220,000. Anyone interested? Call Francesco under this number. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
So is it listed somewhere or
no?
No, I wouldn't do that. No. So you have the original MOS gearbox in a box, comes with the car. Anything else? The alloy dash maybe? Is that still available, the original one?
This is, I've changed it there. Yeah. I have the original one because it was a bit damaged.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But the same Jaguar provide me this one.
Yes.
I have the original one.
Yeah, you still have the original. Okay, yeah, that's important to some people, yeah. Yeah, it looks very nice. This is all original. It's the straightaway bulkheads.
I'm happy to show.
This is a typical the scratches on the glass.
Yes, because all the glass is original,
all original
except the front one.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, working on the car, it broke.
Yeah.
But what I like to show that this is the original service manual. That it's important.
So that's our original one.
That's the original
as
one.
we know, not the early one. That's number 6, and that is maybe from 63. So that is nice to see. Tipo A, that's the original. That could be an original version, and it should say 122. So that's publication that's English. No, that's E122.2. That's interesting. It should have I in there, LS for Italian. So that's probably a copy. And it doesn't say the printing. The originals, they have the printing company here somewhere. So this is why it's strange. Yeah, actually they should have an I on here instead of for Italian. And the German version have a G here. These are reproductions. So a few things to make it look nice and fully restored are replaced. Some people prefer to have the originals in here. Yeah, that's a shame. You don't see the welding spots and the lines down here.
The bottom is not original.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a reproduction.
Yeah.
It was damaged.
And also here has been replaced. This doesn't look when you feel it. Originally it was really rough.
Maybe when they painted.
Originally this was terrible. This is too good. Yeah, original cars, they were terrible. You could see the brazing, and then, but that is how you can tell it's still the original. Now everyone is doing it too good.
Okay.
That's, you see that something is replaced. So you see now you would leave the welding spots here, and you can tell this is a roadster rear end because you have the hole in there.
This one?
There's a hole.
Okay.
That is for the roadster. Later roadster have a hole here and one there.
The oven. See, this one and only one.
Yes, here. And this is so that floor or the fender is from a roadster. But that only tells you it has been some work. Yeah.
Always, I learned something.
Yeah.
As you told.
So there should be 5 of these.
Yeah.
They're probably missing and they're hard to find. You can get them now, I think, as reproduction parts. No? But this one still had the normal ones, the straight ones. Later cars had that movable, the luggage stopper. So that needs just the 2 more of the standard ones, and that's it. Seal should be on here, but that's minor things. Minor things. So definitely car for collector. Very early car. The plate, the VIN plate.
I haven't found it. When I found the car,
that is.
So I haven't reproduced the plate just to make something.
Yeah. So he says the VIN plate was missing and he didn't reproduce it. So, but that is does happen, especially with older cars. Yeah, very nice. So price you said was 220 or
220.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Good luck. Here's another interesting car from the UK. It's a Bentley. It is a 46 Italian registration, and that is pretty rare. And it says here's a sign saying good condition. Bentley MK Mark 6, 4.6 liters, that's the number. It's very nice. And it does look very interesting because it looks like this is all original. It has all the patina on it. It looks very, this looks like a tank. Very interesting. Original papers in here. Wonderful car. You see that? That is a great car for collection. The seals, look at the seals here. This shows you how wonderful. I doubt this has ever been restored. Probably parked somewhere for ages. If I would have the money, I would just buy it, just to have it. It's wonderful. These are the indicators. And it says 49,000. So this is probably the last chance you can buy one of these. And it's a right-hand drive, so everyone in UK.
Good morning. Can I help you?
Yeah, wonderful car.
Thank you very much.
Just promoting it. We have that on the YouTube channel.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Is that all original?
Original, yes.
Incredible.
Incredible.
Is it driving?
Driving, yes.
Yeah. So this is the owner. Can you tell something about the history without reading? Yeah, I've seen that. But maybe if you're the owner, then it looks
my English is not
It's perfect. It's perfect.
No,
you could be a teacher.
Sorry.
You could be English teacher. Your English better than mine. So he says this is an all original car.
It was for my father.
From your father?
My father bought in 1969.
Yeah.
And after say 1974, after was another person, other people make many marriage,
mileage,
matrimonio.
Marriage. So it was a wedding car.
Yes. After 40 years.
Yeah.
I buy.
Oh, you bought the car back.
Yes.
Well done.
Because in the document
is your name?
The name of my father.
Ah, what a nice story then.
And my mother.
Yes.
And so I rebuy this.
You should keep it.
I keep it with the engine original.
Yeah.
Rolls-Royce Bentley engine.
It's a wonderful car.
4,200 centimeters.
Yeah.
Centimeters.
It says 4.6. 4.6 liters.
Yes.
It must be a wonderful car. You shouldn't sell it. Why do you sell it?
Because my garage is empty.
It's empty. Empty, yeah. It's you won't find that again. It's unique.
If you want to buy, here is ready. All document regular.
Yeah. Let's see the documents. Are they still the originals with your parents?
Document,
Oh, I
yes.
would love to see that.
Can I?
Yeah.
Can I show?
Yeah. Original papers. So the story is so interesting. So his father bought the car, and then his father sold it to someone who used the car for weddings, but then he sold it back 40 years later, and now it's still in his possession, and now he's wow, look at the papers. I mean, those are really old. Oh, look at that.
The original paper.
Wow.
The name of my mother.
Ah, look at that. That's art.
About 1972.
72.
Because the first targa was Rome.
Okay. Ah.
In their period, you change city, change
the number plate. Yes.
Number plate.
So it's Catania now.
Catania.
CT stands for Catania.
And live in Catania.
Ah, look at that. Look
Bentley, 1963. The first
is 63
in Italy.
Okay.
Because was born in England, I think.
Ah, yes.
And come back in Italy in 1963.
Okay, so it was
right drive.
Right-hand drive. Yes. So it was built in 46.
Yes.
And then it was a second-hand car when your father bought it.
Yes, second or third, I think.
Okay.
Because già Roma, 200,688.
Okay, it's incredible. Rimatricolazione in Italian. Yes. Ah, wonderful to have this. So it is actually an English car. So maybe someone watching my video recognizes someone in England who owned the car, or a friend, or the son. So this is a chance to buy this back. It is hidden here in a private saloon, in a private hall in Bologna Auto and Moto Epoca show. So it is just here, it's not offered anywhere else, and this is, so if you have the money and this car, I think it's a real deal. This is, you don't need to restore this.
No.
It looks so solid. It's ready to drive, wonderful. Wonderful. Imagine cruising around with this in the UK again.
Can I show the engine?
Oh, lovely, yeah. Wow, let's see the engine. Already like the show here, so we need to book next year. Look at that. That's all original, unrestored.
Original.
Ah. Guys, come on, get your money out. It's only £40,000. How wonderful is that? I love the smell. Wonderful.
Thank you. You can...
It's wonderful. Could spend days, I could spend days on it just to look at it. Oh, that's a sofa. Ah, it's so well maintained. So that's a gentleman's car, with a chauffeur, with a driver. How wonderful is that? How wonderful is that? It does have some issues here and there, but it's, I mean, it should go to a museum or someone who loves to drive it on a Sunday. And it's strong engine, 4.6 liters.
It's normal, it's a quiet engine.
Yeah, it's for cruising.
Very quiet.
Yeah.
Silent.
Really?
Yes.
And the boot?
The boot now is full.
Yeah, yeah. So it's everything in there. How lovely is that? That's for picnic.
Yes, the wheel.
The wheel is here, there you see, the spare wheel. Wonderful. Great car. Maybe this could be a chauffeur car at Goodwood one day.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's great. Lovely. Lovely to see.
He's a good gentleman utility van.
Yes, for everything. Lovely.
Gav.
Yes. Look at the patina here. Very nice. Very nice. Just leave it as is. Excellent. Thank your name was again?
Alfio.
Alfio.
Yes.
That's
if you want to send me when you make this
yes,
the link of YouTube.
Yeah, this is my card.
Okay.
So here's another E-Type. It's a white one, cream, British white. So the sugar scoops are are painted in body color, and it says 138 kilometers, and the price is 190,000. It's a flat floor car. Not really well done. What we see here, some welding, and usually it is leaded here to match the bonnet, and that sadly is not the case. So it's a poor restoration from the body. But the wheels are the originals, the deep ones, has aftermarket brake cylinders, alle sedie larghe, so it has the wider seats, which are only in 62. So I'm not sure if this is could be flat floor, but maybe 62 flat floor.
But the body is correct, no?
Ah yes, yes, could still be flat floor. But let me see. It has a straight rear bulkhead. So here we see this is Lucas already, and these are originals one. So I think they used the original ones, and that tells us that this one in 21442 is already changed to Lucas and not Butlers anymore. So it's all original. The glass is original. The glass is here original. Seems to be the original chrome with lots of scratches. It has the pointed rear mirror inside, that's all good. It has the correct steering wheel. Sadly, it has the nuts and the screws on the steering wheel stem.
Must be related,
yeah. And should be polished, should be alloy. Steering wheel is original with a reproduction horn push. The center console is reproduction. I will ask the people to open the car. It still has the original door barrels. So here's a 4.2 filler cap. It is a correct early style, the squared one. The right correct rear lights, the curved ones. It has the Lucas lights on here. The door gap looks pretty good. So that's all good. Still here, original tailgate glass. Something is wrong here with the interior. That should be folded over and not be visible. The white, that's a shame. All the rest looks pretty nice.
Bellissimo.
Ah, sì. Vediamo. Let's have a look at the numbers. So it's 885242. That is what the number says. So this should be November 61. November 61, which is correct with these three. This is the frame number. Corresponds with a plate.
The first series flat floor, on the first 200
yeah.
produced.
Very interesting, very interesting. You see chipstone protection.
Yes, we're missing. This is correct.
I prefer this.
Yeah.
I prefer the smooth version.
November must be well there.
Yeah, it's missing.
Yeah.
It's a replacement bonnet. Yeah. But it still looks nice because you see, usually this is glued.
Yes.
And here is the other ones, they have a gap in there.
Yes.
And that is maybe they replaced the center panel here. So the coil, you see the ignition coil. Ignition coil found a new position.
Yeah. Alternator instead of a dynamo.
It's an aftermarket header tank. It's an aftermarket or rebuilt radiator. Cooling fan is mounted in front of the mesh. Cylinder head should be pumpkin, and it's golden here. So it has probably been disassembled and painted. It's a January 62 wiper motor. So here's another example of what you see. So these are the original upper wishbones with the geared grease nipple up here, and they lost the top one, so they used the later ones, which also has the grease nipple on the top. But here's something they didn't really manage well. So this one should have a nose here to match the bonnet. This piece here, there's a piece in here, very often missing, same here, but the bonnet support frame has been replaced. The early cars, they didn't have this flange here, it was just without these. These are the original ones with a dome rivet. So these should be brass, original. But interesting, the carbs are the original ones. They are U marked. So that's 60. All the clips here a bit surprised. I don't know what this is. I haven't seen this system here. This looks a bit odd. Where's the second hose? One is going here, so that one is closed. Giacomo, mi spieghi un po' qui il vacuum sottovuoto?
In che senso?
So this is an intermediate solution.
Oh,
questo qua.
It's missing. I was working there. Servo.
I don't know. So they invented something.
Yeah.
Not sure if
that's
not
working for it.
I don't know.
No, it's not.
Can't be because the valve or something is dead.
With a curved.
Yeah. Must be channel there. Yes. So here actually they should have the hole in here.
Yeah.
And this is not the early one, but the hinges are the early ones. They're the slim ones. And this one hasn't got the grease nipple on here usually. So this is car number 240, and this one doesn't have the grease. So that confirms what I was thinking, that the grease nipple, they disappeared somewhere in October '61. But do you see these?
Slide eyes in the wrong place,
position.
But the overall character must be gray, must be larger. Yes, the correct.
No, the right ones, but it's just the opposite side. So again, it might have been well restored, but assembled by someone who doesn't know. So that can be used. That can be used for someone who knows about the car and to get it all right. And this center console should be flush with this one here, so that's too far in. You also tell here. So this should be further up. I think they moved it in to be able to fold this down. The dash legend. So that's all the aftermarket, the earlier one. But it does has the early style of the brackets. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's very nice to see. It has a chrome, which is pretty rare. So this one, which 245, 242 still has a chrome.
And my 308 Nick car was too plastic.
Too plastic.
Yeah,
so that was, I think my car was the one where they was short of one.
Yeah. The speedometer is a replacement one, not original kilometer per hour, but not
that's a later one with the bars in between.
Yeah.
So the early ones, they had the rolls right next to each other. Yeah. So that's a later one.
That is also come from USA, so it must be mile per hour.
Yeah, maybe they just replaced that or something. But it has all the instruments here. They all say made in England, so we can presume these are originals because made in England changed to made in UK in '63, I think. It is an original gear knob.
So these are original, nice.
So that is nice. It's missing here.
That's missing.
Yeah, very often. Can you lift that? So it's missing here typically, and you can't buy them. And what I always find is difficult. So the chrome is missing here.
Yes.
On here, but this looks nice. So they got that right. And so yeah, it's a bit different than how it was original, but still good.
Yeah.
Still passes.
Just original.
This seems to be the original, but the rails are missing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a fair enough car for a flat floor. It needs some attention, some more love, some more spares, but a few things are there which are rare. So this is the particularity of the early cars. These are the squared ones, they're not covered. That's on your later cars. This should be covered moquette, but that's all okay. Major parts are there. It's correct that they have the 4 flat ones and not the upright ones. This one was added, wasn't there then in '61. This one is correct. So this looks all. It's a good basis. It's not perfect, but this one I would use for driving.
Yeah.
Or to upgrade. It's good.
Good.
Yeah, still original. So this is very interesting. It has still the original back here. Typically, you see these welding spots here, but typically this often is covered. It's covered by someone who doesn't know, and they made it look nicer than it really was.
Still with the paper from the body shop.
Freshly, yeah. So they made it look nice.
But the axle are the correct one, the large one?
Yes.
Are they?
Yes, yes, yes. The welded ones. So the IRS is all original and correct. So it's not too bad, really. So here, let's see. So brake fluid is missing here. That needs to be checked. So that probably lost somewhere. All the brake cylinders are not the original ones. And it's an alternator here instead of a dynamo. The routing of the harness is a bit wrong. Well, as I'm saying, this can all be done and fixed. Important is to have the right thing. I think to get everything right again, you would spend another 60,000-70,000. I'm not sure about the engine block. I have to check that. This one here is a body color, and there's still some taping. Ah, that's a later one. Okay. So
also, desktop must be thinner, right?
Yes, but you don't get that anymore.
No,
that's hard.
No.
So all in all, reasonably well. With original parts, must have been very original, pretty original, when they did it. So that one, yeah, shame they didn't have the welded louvers, but that is one of the things you often find. Should be the welded louvers in here. Typical thing, very typical.
Yeah.
So this is something they probably forgot in the beginning. It's the first thing you need to install. The very first thing you need to install, otherwise you struggle. That's probably the same here. They use something to put it in, but that's it might seem to be a minor issue, but the problem is the water is going in.
Yeah.
And then you have the water running into your bulkhead and starts corrosion from the inside.
It's almost impossible to ride now.
No, you can't get there. You have to take the interior dashboard out and. Yeah, good we found that. However, it's not too bad. The headlamp glass is a new aftermarket or a later one. This is nice, should be chamfered, but still nice. It's not underneath. The fitting, and they sealed it, so that's good. This is Italian anomaly. It has the original wheel. Nuts, original hubs. Andate via. Ciao. Ci vediamo lì, eh?
Ciao, ciao.
Lock has been replaced just to get it all functioned. Doors closing very well. So that's all good. Avete l'Heritage certificato? Qui vediamo il. So here we see the original heritage certificate. Body number originally 2A, so you didn't supply the numbers. Date of dispatch. So the body number and interior color and the exterior color is correct. And can you move down to see the engine number?
There is up.
There, up there. So originally, so you didn't supply these numbers because it says originally 283. So yes, thank you very much for watching right till the end. I hope you enjoyed it, learned something. I definitely enjoyed my time in Bologna. The show itself was incredibly nice. Italian atmosphere is something different. For my feeling, the Italian cars, they don't have the same level as we see in UK or in Germany. And I think that is something that will improve after they might have seen the videos. But maybe the attention isn't that much on the Jaguar E-Type rather than on Ferraris. That's their thing. So if you like what you have seen, if you're interested, put your thumbs up. Please write your comments. I like to read them. Subscribe for the next video. I will do a few more shows this year. And if you bump into us, say hello. I'm always pleased to talk to you.